Hi there, so we need to talk about Pluto. Okay, welcome back to my channel for 2024. We are finally back up and running because this Pluto energy, all of the heavy healing energy over Christmas and New Year has turned my whole entire life upside down. For the positive, obviously, because that is how that always works. But with school holidays involved, we have had a bit of a time. So I'm sure a lot of you have as well, any of you that follow along on TikTok, and I've been present there with tarot readings quite a lot, but not so much on the astrology videos because it's been very hard to record them. So here we are. Now let's talk about Pluto. Now Pluto has been playing around and finishing up his time in Capricorn and moving into Aquarius, and this is very important, and let me tell you why, okay? Now, for the past 16 years, Pluto, who is the master of transformation, has been reshaping our world. Now, our world within. And this has been through that disciplined energy of Capricorn. So we've seen this in the collective, okay? This is the power dynamics. This is like societal structure. And this is like confronting shadows of corruption. And if you've been paying attention to any of the world, that is the energy we have been dealing with. Now, as we have approached the ending of this transformative journey, the Sun and Pluto came together at the critical anaretic degree of 29 degrees of Capricorn. Now, this marks a heavy closure, and it really did signal the end of an era. Now, Pluto does move back into Capricorn at the end of the year, but that is kind of like a little end of season recap, okay? So let's have a look at this Pluto in Aquarius, all right? So this is like a fresh energy. This is innovation. This is reorganization. And for people born in the very early degrees of fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, this is an overhaul for you. This is triggering you the most out of all of the signs. And there's going to be a very heavy urge for you to embody this new and most evolved version of yourself, okay? Now, this cosmic transition it's not just a revisit, okay? It is the continuation of this transformative journey that we did actually see a little taste of in 2023. So, you know, this Pluto in Aquarius hasn't happened since the 1700s, but Pluto did jump into Aquarius last year and give us a little taste. So if you think back, and if you are a journaler, this is where this comes in very helpful. Otherwise, get your phone out and go through your photo reel and go and have a look, okay? March 23, 2023 until June 11, 2023. This was the first time that Pluto did a little visit into Aquarius before it retrograded back, okay? So think about what came up during that time, what changed for you, what energies were present, what situations did you start to see really had to be changed, transformed? What did you need to look at? And what had you perhaps started seeing the truth in during that time? That is what the Pluto in Aquarius is here to help you with. You can also see that in your birth chart as well by checking what house Aquarius rules, what house Capricorn rules. You can check all of these things and see what's going on. If you'd like my help with that, go to my website and book a birth chart reading. Okay, so then we look at what this Pluto, what's it about? What are you doing in Aquarius? What is the point of view here? Now, it's going to really propel us to sort of question all that's in reality, like all the existing realities right now. And it wants to help us like envision a future that is more based in connectivity and the collective thought process. It wants to bring us all together, okay? It's going to encourage us to establish a new paradigm, a new way of organizing things. And collectively, we're going to see these shifts, and you already can, in technology, in science, in this collective social evolution that is happening through technology, okay? And this energy, it wants to work toward a more accessible collective health, okay? Collective spiritual health, collective emotional health. So it's going to be really opening up discussions around that, around mental health. And spiritualists have been preparing for this for at least 12 months because they're knowing that there's going to be this shift by looking at the astrology. We have been of the belief that there needs to be an introduction of a more emotional and spiritual way of healthcare. Instead of putting everything under the mental health care window, we need to separate that into emotional healthcare and spiritual healthcare in order to best work on the mental healthcare altogether, which of course then affects the physical body because it is all energy. And so you may have seen spiritualists talking about this for at least 12 months, this push into let's talk about the way that we see health, and collectively that is the shift that is starting to happen. And that is where we will start seeing, I think, positive change. So really find yourself someone that you connect with on an emotional and spiritual level, because there are a lot of things and energies that are coming up this year that you may need a little bit of assistance in working through. So let's talk about the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, and that was 1777 until 1798. So nobody walking on this earth, none of these bodies have walked in this energy before. Now, back then, that collective wanted liberation from old systems. Sound familiar? That was the American Revolutionary War, okay? That was where we were trying to create this new society where equality was supposed to be valued above everything else, okay? Now, history certainly showed us that that system, there was a lot of flaws in that system that they came up with back then. So, as is the way of the universe, and particularly the way with a Pluto lesson, if you don't learn the lesson, you got to do it again. And it will keep showing up until the lesson is learned. So here we are, louder, and for the people at the back of the room who weren't listening in the 1700s, we're going to get another redo with this Pluto in Aquarius energy. We've got more knowledge this time. We've got technology on our side, obviously, a lot more technology than they had in the 1700s. So we have the ability to come into a more collective understanding by using technology to communicate with people that we weren't able to communicate with back in the 1700s. We also know a lot more things about mental health and emotional health, and we do seem to have a lot more wisdom than we had then. So the use of this energy is potentially going to be a lot more positive and a lot more pushing towards a solid and unchangeable dynamic going forward, where the collective and equality is actually valued above everything else. So we don't make the same historical mistakes that we have made. So we are really looking to kind of emerge into a new culture with this energy that will be based on that equality they were searching for in the 1700s. And this is likely to transform a lot of things politically. And on an individual level, this energy exists as well. So while we are thinking collectively, we're thinking political, and we're thinking all of these old things, this energy exists in all of us as well. So, and as I've been saying for a while now, we are all being given an opportunity to choose another path. This is the first time that we have been offered another path. And so often that brings up a lot of fear about, what if I take that path? I want to take the path that I know, even if it's not a completely positive path. It's the one we know, better the devil we know. But that's not true here, okay? This is a time where we are being guided to be spiritually awakened and more in touch with our authentic self. And doing that means that we trust the universe and we choose the path we've not traveled before. Now, this is where we get a different choice, where our spirit gets a different choice, and we get a choice to break cycles. We get a choice to heal ancestral karmas that have been stuck for hundreds of years. This is 246 years that we've been stuck with some of this energy, longer as well. So this is the time to evolve, and that is what Pluto in Aquarius is here to do. And for those of us that have been ready for this shift, who have begun healing ourselves from these cycles, we're the ones that are here to help you. Okay, we are the ones that are here to help show you the way. Now, none of us are healed, but some of us are healing faster with the purpose of being able to help you. Okay, so unfortunately, with Pluto around, anyone who kind of refuses to look at this energy as serious, who doesn't want to acknowledge self-responsibility, who wants to stay on the same path, take that other option that they've always taken, do what they've always done, well, just like Pluto came around to another 200 and so years, you're going to be choosing for your spirit, for your soul, to enter back into that karmic cycle. You are being given another choice. If you choose the path that you've always traveled, you will end up getting what you've always gotten, and around we go, and you will not get an opportunity in this energy for another 225 years, and Pluto will teach you the lessons again. Okay, so here's hoping that the majority of the collective is on the side of believing that Pluto is here to change us. And, you know, Pluto, Lord of the Underworld, as I always say, does not care for your excuses, and he will take things from you, from us, collectively, until we hear the lesson. And he will continue to yell louder and louder and louder. So this energy is the energy of anything can happen. And you will hear people say, oh, that's not going to change. That can't change. If there was ever going to be an energy that was going to happen in, it is this energy. This isn't energy anyone's ever experienced. So you're chatting away saying it's never going to happen. It hasn't happened before. You don't have any proof. You don't understand the power that this energy has behind it. And we're all excitedly sitting and waiting and joining in the collective of moving forward. If you would like a birth chart read, if all of this sounded like nonsense, follow and subscribe, because the more you listen to my ramblings, the more you understand this is ancient wisdom. That astrology is not something that you can believe in. It is something you know how to use or you do not. And knowing how to use it in this transitionary period, having this ancient wisdom, is of great assistance. Anybody that I have worked with, all of my clients who have had birth chart readings, even those that I do tarot readings for, because that also reads the energy of the universe, will tell you that this information is very valuable. You can also start teaching your children about this by pre-ordering my book on the website and really kind of getting into an understanding that astrology is a tool that we can use. It is not something you can believe in or not. It is there. It's a tool that works, that has worked for hundreds of years, and that a lot of people and a lot of programs that you wouldn't even know about use astrology to their benefit. So let me help you. Let me do your birth chart. Let me help you with the energy. Go check out my website. If this is the first time you are seeing me, definitely go check out my website, okay? Pluto is here to help us change. And subjectively, we can see on a birth chart what it is he is here to help you change. And in doing that, one little change from each of us moves the cogs for the whole collective. And that is the purpose of Pluto in Aquarius. So it's a heavy energy. There's going to be some wild Pluto energy around, particularly in April. Like and subscribe, and I'll keep you up to date. As always, stay weird.